In this video, we're going to go through on Tao School Primary 6 Preliminary Examination, Mathematics, Paper 1. Let's get started with the first question. Question number 1. Okay, it says here, round 38,749 to the nearest 100. Okay, so nearest 100, so 100 place is equal to 7, right? And then digit before 100 place is 4. Therefore, 4 is less than 5, which then we will round, not round up. So therefore, 38,749 would then be equal to 38,700, which is option number 1. Okay, let's move on to question number 2. Okay, it says here express 8 3 out of 50 as a decimal. So we just put 3 out of 50 first. Okay, we can multiply this by 2. Okay, so for both the denominator and the numerator, reason is because we want to get this number to equal to out of 100. Okay, so this will become 100, and what would 3 become? It will become 6. So that means this will equal to 0.06. So that means 8 out of 350 is equal to 8.06, which is option number 2 in this case over here, right? So yeah, let's move on to the next question. Question 3. In a class of 33 students, 19 are girls. What's the ratio of boys to number of girls? So boys is equal to 33 minus 19, which is equal to 14. So that means boys is to girls is equal to 14 is to 19. Okay, 19 is a number that we can't really divide that much. So the answer is option number 1. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. Okay, so a concert started at 3:40 and ended at 5:25. What is the duration of the concert? Okay, so over here 1540 to 1600. I always like to do this, which is basically 20 minutes. 1600 to 1725. What is 50? Okay, is equal to 1 hour and 25 minutes. Right, so that means total is equal to 20 minutes plus 1 hour 25 minutes, which equal 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay, sorry, like this, right? 20 minutes 45 minutes, which is equal to 60 60 plus 45, which is 105 minutes. Okay, so the answer is option number 4. Okay, let's move on to question number 5. 4 lines intersect as shown below. Which of the following is correct? C equal to D. C is equal to D. So it's not it, this is not. Okay, so there's only parallel lines over here. Okay, B is equal to C, right? So B is equal to, sorry, oh my god, I see wrong. C is it equal to D, right? Okay, so D, if it's vertically opposite is this, C is vertically opposite is this. So we just put C over here, this is D over here, right? Is C equal to D? No, it's not. Okay, then that's not it. Okay, B is equal to C. So B, no, not really also, cannot. Because they are just opposite of one another, but they're not equal. A is equal to D. So A will be over here, right? And then this is A, right? That's it. And then that's much about it, but doesn't really do much in this sense, because the only way that you can have this equal to this is if this is parallel to this, right? But for this is not. Okay, so this is not it. Lastly, A is equal to B. So for this case over here, this will be B, right? Okay, so is A equal to B? So the easiest way to see whether it is equal to is there is this like Z, right? So let's put the right line like this. So if it's a Z, it's always equal, right? And make sure that this line is parallel as well. So A and B is actually equal. So that means this is correct. So answer is option number 4 in this case. Okay, let's move on to question number 6. A printer can print 18 books in 30 minutes. How many books can it print in 3 hours? So 3 hours is equal to 3 times 60, which is equal to 180 minutes. Okay, so 30 minutes is equal to 18 books. So 180 minutes is equal to 180 divided by 30 times 18. So in this case over here, this will then become 6 times 18. So 6 times 18 will be 648, 108. Okay, so if I were to put 18 times 6, right, this will be 6 times 8 will be 8. Okay, this will be 8, and then this will be 4 at the top. 1 times 6, 6, 108 lah. Okay, correct. So in this case, this is 108. So option number 3 in this case over here. All right, let's move on to question number 7. Okay, question number 7. It says here, Aini and Kylie were queuing to enter a cafe. Aini was fifth in the queue. Kylie was in the middle of the queue, and there were 8 people between her and Aini. How many people were there in the queue? Right. So if I were to just maybe have Aini like this, right? Okay, so one, Aini was fifth, two, three, four, five. So this is Aini, which is A here, right? Maybe I'll just spread this out a bit. Okay, Aini is here. Okay, Kylie was in the middle of the queue, and there were 8 people between her and this case. Oh, fifth. So fifth is this lah, right? So this is the first person. Oops. Okay, first person over here, right? Okay, and then this Aini. So there were 8 people between her and Aini. So let's do this. Copy this and paste it over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So there were 8 people, right? 8. And then after that, there were Kylie as well, right? So another one is Kylie. So this will be C. Right, so how many people are there? So 8 plus 2, and then plus 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh, so Kylie over here, she says she was in the middle, right? So this is equal to 8 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be 13, right? So she's in the middle. So that means in front of Kylie, there are 13 people. 13 people. So be people, since she is in the middle, there are also 13 people behind her. So total then will become, oops, okay, let me just put it, total will become 13 plus 13 plus 1, which is equal to 27. Right, so question number 7 is option number 3 over here. Okay, that's it. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 8. Find the area of the triangle. Okay, so they should put a right angle indicator over here. So a perpendicular box over here. All right, so the area of triangle is equal to half times base times height. Okay, so what is the base? The base will be, okay, so base is equal to 22 minus 6, which is equal to 16 centimeter. The height will then be equal to 8 centimeter, right? So that means for the area is half times 16 times 8, which is basically 8 times 8 lah. Okay, so 8 times 8, which is equal to 64 centimeter square over here. Right, there you go. So 64 centimeter square for question number 8. Okay, let's move on to question number 9. The average mass of 4 children is 52 kg. David, who has a mass of 32 kg, joins the group. What's the average mass of 5 children? Okay, so total of 4 children is equal to 4 times 52, which is equal to 208 kg. So then total of 5 children is equal to 208, right? Plus 32 is equal to 240 kg. So average of 5 children, okay, is equal to 240 divided by 5, which is 200 divided by 5 plus 40 divided by 5. This is 40 plus 8, which is equal to 48 kg. Right, so there you go. Question 9 is option number 2. Okay, let's move on to question number 10. So a wheel of radius is 50 centimeter, is rolled on the ground. How many complete turns must it make to travel a distance of 628 meters? Okay, so how many? So complete turns are basically one circle, right? Okay, and then it says here a wheel of the radius. So I'm gonna draw a radius over here, the shape, a wheel of a radius, and the radius over here, put a dot and the arrow. Okay, I don't want to put this, but okay, so this over here it's 50 centimeter. So oops, 50 centimeter. A wheel of a radius is 50 centimeter. Okay, let me just put a dot here. Okay, so how many complete turns must he make to travel distance? So one circle to get 628 meters. Okay, so we'll get parameter of circle is equal to 50. So 2 times pi times radius. So we know the radius is 2 times 3.14 times radius 50, which is equal to 3.14 times 100 is 314 centimeters. Okay, so we know, so one complete turn is equal to 314 centimeter. Okay, let's do the opposite. Okay, 314 centimeter equal to one complete turn, right? So we also want to know how many is 6 to 8 meters. Okay, 6 to 8 meters is equal to 6 to 8, right? Times 100 is 600, 6,280 centimeters. 62800, 62,000 in this case over here. Okay, so if 62,800, okay, is equal to 62,800, okay, divided by 314, which is equal to basically 200 lah, in this case over here. So question number 10 is option number 1 in this case over here. All right, okay, so that's about it. Let's move to question number 11. Okay, question 11 says Devi is 150 centimeter tall. She's taller than Alicia by 20%. What is Alicia's weight? Height. So Devi, okay, is 150 centimeter. So she's taller. So Devi is taller than Alicia by 20%. So it's basically Alicia plus 20%, right? Or taller by 120. So Alicia, not this, but 120%. So that means what is Alicia height? In this case, that means 150, 120%, okay, which is equal to 150. So 100% is equal to 150 divided by 120 times 100. Okay, so essentially it's basically 150 times 100. So it's basically 150 is, if we simplify this, will be 5 divided by 3. 30 is 5 divided by 4 times 100, which is equal to, in essence, give me a second. So let me just calculate this back. Right, 1% is equal to 150 divided by 120, which is equal to, in this case, 150 essentially, okay, I need to do this lah, right? 150, 120. So we divide by 30 This will then become 5 over 3, 4, right? In this case, right? 5 over 4. Okay, this is equal to 5 over 4 divided by 30, right? For this case over here. Okay, so I'm just trying to simplify as much as possible. 5 over 4. Okay, uh, okay, so that means this is just 5 over 4. So 100% is equal to 5 over 4 times 100, which is equal to 100 divided by 4 times 5, which is 25 times 5, which is 125 centimeters. Okay, there you go. So the answer is option number 1 in this case over here. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 12. The figure is made of a square, centimeters, equilateral triangles. Find the parameter of the figure over here. Okay, so we know that this over here is also 12 centimeters. Then we also know that this is also 12 centimeters, right? So we want to know what is this, right? So equilateral triangle, this is just half and half over here. So one side of triangle is equal to 12 divided by 2, which is 6. Okay, so that means this is 6 centimeters. Okay, that means this is 6 centimeters, and we know all of them are equal sides. That's what I see over here, right? So that means, oops, that this, right, this one over here is also 6 centimeters. This is also 6 centimeters, and this is also 6 centimeters, right? So total parameter is equal to 12 times 3 plus 6 times 3. Okay, so this will give us 36 plus 18, which is equal to 54 centimeters. Okay, so this is option number 3 in this case over here. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 13. So a pen costs $5 more than a pencil. So cost of pencil is P dollars. Find the cost of 10 pencils and 5 pens in terms of P. So one pen, so pencil is equal to dollars P. So pen is equal to dollars 5 plus dollars P, right? Okay, so 10 pencils plus 5 pens is equal to 10 P plus, right, 5 times bracket 5 plus P. Okay, so this will then become 10P plus 25 plus 5P, which is equal to 25 plus 15P, or 15P plus 25. Okay, so let's just do that. 15P plus $25 with brackets in them. Okay, so that means it's option number 4. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question 14. Which of the nets shown below can form a solid? Right, so always this thing you have to remember. So the answer is first one. This one is pretty obvious. This is B, right? And then the second one, what do you think which one will form? So if you say B and D, then you're right. So that means it's option number 3. Okay. Yeah, there's certain things that's wrong, but you need to remember the net cube over here. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Question number 15. Okay, last question. So Andy started walking southeast from a point. So north, south, then east. Wait, sorry. This is east, and this is west. Okay. So southeast is this way. Okay, southeast from a point. Okay, so she walked southeast from a point. So from, let me put it easier. Okay, so he reached a point and walked west. So this way, and then walked west, which is this way, right? And then after reaching the next point, he walked north, right? Okay, and then stopped at X, right, like this. Okay, so okay, I think they got the answer lah. So which of the following path shows the correct path that Annie took? So he was walking southeast, so it's probably start with DBEX, which is option number 2 in this case over here. We make this red so it's easier to see. This is black, this is red. Okay, there you go. So this is how it goes. All right, let's move on to question number 16. Right. So find the value of 24.4 plus 5.67. This is the same as 24.40 plus 5.67. Okay, so not 4 but 5. Okay, so in this case over here, this will then become 30.07 in this case. Oops. Okay, over here. Right, 30.07. Okay, let's move on to question 17. Find the area of the circle shown below. So area of circle is equal to pi times radius. So in this case, the radius over here is equal to 28 divided by 2, which is 14 centimeters. So the pi over here is 22 out of 7 times 14 times 14. Okay, pi r square. So pi r. So 22 out of 17, we cancel 7. Oops. Let's just draw a line. Cancel 7, cancel 4. This will then become 2. Let me make this a little bit smaller. So this will become 2. So that means this will be 22 times 2 times 14, which is equal to 44 times 14. Okay, so let me just move this over here. 44 times 14 is basically equal to 44 times 10 plus 44 times 4. So 440 plus 4 times 4, 156. Okay, I don't know. 44 times 4. Okay, so 4 times 4 is 16 over here. Let me make this here. Okay, so 16, 6, and then we put 1 here, right? Then 1 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 176. So 4 times 4. Yeah, 176, correct. 176. And this will then become 71556 ish. Yeah, 616 centimeter square. There you go. So the answer is 616. All right, that's it. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 18. A train traveled 336 kilometers in 90 minutes. Find its speed. Okay, so 90 minutes. So 90 minutes is equal to 336 kilometers. So 30 minutes is equal to 336 divided by 3, which is equal to 112 kilometers. So 60 minutes is equal to 112 times 2, which is 224 kilometers. So in this case, it's 224 kilometers per hour. All right, in this case over here. All right, let's move on to question number 19. Right, the bar graph shows the number of students visiting the school library for over 4 weeks. Number of students in week 4 is one third of the total number of students from week 1 to week 3. Draw the bar representing the number of students for week 4. You are not required to shade the bar. Okay, so for this, we can calculate individually. So let's see the number of gaps. Right, so I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 gaps over here. 4 gaps is equal to 20. So 1 gap is equal to 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. Okay, so now we know how many is 1 gap over here. Right, so in this case for week 1, we'll just use a red line to just see what is it. So this will be 65. Okay, so week 1 is in this case 65. Right, let me remove this. Okay, week 2, this one will then be 85 and 90. So this one will be 90. Week 3, let's grab this. Let's draw across it here. Below 60 by 1, this should be 55. Right? Okay, so now we know all of the numbers. Now we need to get week 4. Okay, total number of students from week 1 to week 3. So in this case, total from week 1, 2, 3, which is equal to 65 plus 19 plus 55, which is equal to 55 plus 65. It's like 60 plus 60, 120 plus 90 equal to 210. It's equal to 210 in this case. So 145, 90, 65, 115. Okay, correct. So one third students is equal to 210. Okay, so wait, sorry. So that means total from week 1, 3 is also equal to 1 minus 1 out third, which is 2 out third. So that means 2 third is 210. Then 1 third of students is equal to, let me just move this up a bit more. Okay, so 1 third of students is equal to 210 divided by 2, which is 105. Okay, so in this case over here, oh, sorry. So week 4 is just 1 third. My bad. So week, so we don't need to care about this. Okay, so week 4 is equal to 1 third times 210, which is basically 210 divided by 3 is 70 lah, right? So let's see what 70 is. So 60 is 70. So 70 should be here. Okay, and that means the answer to this will be this one. Okay, over here. So week 4 is this. Let me put this in green. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 20. Okay, simplify the expression 9 minus a plus 2a minus 5 plus 8a. Okay, simplify. So we can just put like, okay. So basically 9 minus 5 minus a plus 2a plus 8a. Okay, so you always group all of your different, what you call this? Your different expressions. Yeah, group them. So easier for you to see what is what. So this one, then this one, minus 5 also need to group, and then plus 8 also need to group as well, like this. All right. Okay, so then we just move around. Okay, so you just move on 9 minus 5a minus a plus 2a. Okay, so 9 minus 5 is 4. So minus a plus 2, 1a, this should be plus 9a. So the answer is 4 plus 9a. Okay, there you go. So that's the answer. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question 21. David has some toy cars. One third of them are red, one fifth of them were blue, and the rest were green. What fraction of toys were green? So we have green is equal to 1 minus 1 third minus 1 fifth. Okay, so that means to get the lowest common multiple, this will be 15. 15 out of 15 minus 5 out of 15 minus 3 out of 15, which is in this case over here will be 15 minus 5, 10, 7, 7 out of 15. Okay, there you go. So that's the answer, 7 out of 15. All right, let's move on to question 22. The volume of the cube below is 1 to 5. Find the area of the shaded plate. This one. So we need to do this thing called cube root. So if you have memorized your cube root stuff, I think this will be good, right? So in this case, the volume of cube below is 1 to 5. So um, to get the side is equal to cube root of volume. Okay, so that means it's equal to cube root 1 to 5, which is equal to 5 centimeter. So shaded face is equal to 5 times 5, which is equal to 25 centimeter square. Okay, there you go. So it's 25 centimeter square. All right, let's move on to the next one. Question 23. MN and OP are straight lines. So let me just highlight this in red so it's easier to see. So now we just need to find angle A, right? So angle A, right? So angle, which is this MN, okay. Okay. So basically, we just put angle A is equal to 142 minus 90, right? And this will become 52 degrees in this case over here, right? So yeah, okay, so because it's vertically opposite, right? So A is equal to, so 142 is equal to angle A plus 90, which is vertically opposite angle. All right, let's move on to question 24. Okay, so five students read an average of four books in January. Another two students read an average of six books in the same month. How many books did the seven students read in total? Okay, so total for five students is equal to 5 times 4, which is 20. Then total for two students is equal to 2 times 6. Yeah, 2 times 6 is equal to 12. So total books is equal to 20 plus 12, which is equal to 32. Okay, there you go. So the answer is 32. All right, let's move on to question 25. Okay, so the offer $1 for one bun, $4 for five buns plus one free. Mrs. Law needed 50 buns. How much would she have to pay? Okay, so we know that she needed 50 buns, so dollars 4 is equal to 5 plus 1, which is 6 buns, right? Buns. So number of dollars for bundle, I guess, is equal to 50 divided by 6, which is equal to 50 by 6 is 42, 48. So it's 8 remainder to 48. Yeah, 48 remainder 2. Okay, so then that means remainder 2. So total will be equal to 8 times 4 plus 2 times 1. 8 times 4 is 32 plus 2 equal to 34. The Wait, let me think. Hit All right, so the answer to this is $34. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question 26. Okay, so Ben made 2 liters of fruit juice. He completely filled some bottles with 3/5 liter of fruit juice each. How many bottles did he fill up? Okay, all right, so for me, I usually just write 3/5 liters. It's equal to how many milliliters is 3 over 5 times 1000 ml, right? Which is equal to 1000 divided by, oops, divided by 5 times 3, which is equal to 600 milliliters. So 2 liters equal to 2000 liters. So 2000 divided by 600, okay, which is equal to 3 bottles. Yep, 3 bottles, 3 remainder 2, which is equal to 3 8, yeah, 100, sorry, 200, which is equal to, why not we just put 3 lah. Okay, just 3. Okay, the answer is 3 over here. Okay, let's move on to the next one, part B. How much juice was left? Give your answer as a fraction in the simplest form. Okay, so for this we can just say 2 left is equal to 2 minus 3 times 3 over 5, which is equal to uh, 10 over 5 minus 3 times 3 over 5 is 9 over 5, which is equal to 1 over 5 liters in this case over here. Okay, so that's it. All right, let's move to question 27. The perimeter of the triangle is 2 times the perimeter of the square. Find the length of one side of the square. So we know that one side is 12.1. That means the other side is 12.1 centimeters as well. So perimeter of triangle is equal to 12.1 times 2 plus 5.4, which is equal to 24.2 plus 5.4, which is equal to 29.6. In this case, let's double confirm. 12, 12, 24.2, 24.26, 29.6. Okay, all right. So then parameter, so uh, side one side of square. Okay, so perimeter of triangle is 2 times. So perimeter of square is equal to half of triangle times 29.6, which is basically 29 divided by 2, which is we have 3, and then no, we have 14.8. Okay, centimeter, centimeter, not 24.8 but 14.8. Okay, then one side of square is equal to 14.8 divided by 4, which is equal to 12, which is 3.7 centimeters over here. Okay, there you go. So the answer is 3.7 centimeters. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next question. All right, so question 28. In the figure below, the area of the rectangle ABCD is 48 centimeters square. The length is 3 times its breadth. So this over here is 3 times, right? So that means this 3 units. So AD is 1 unit as well. Over here, 1 unit. Okay, so find the parameter of rectangle. So basically 48. So area is equal to length times breadth. Okay, so that means area is 48 is equal to 1 unit times 3 units. Okay, so that means, so in a way you have to like guess and check. So if 1 unit is equal to 4, that means area is equal to 4 times 3 times 4. Okay, in this case over here, which means this will be 4 times 12, which is 48, which in this case is the correct one. Okay, so that means 1 unit is 4 lah, right? Okay, so now we know that that is it. So find the parameter. So parameter is equal to 1 unit times 2 plus 3 units times 2, which is equal to 2 units plus 6 units. Okay, is equal to 8 units. So 8 units is equal to 8 times 4, which is 32 centimeters. Right, there you go. So the answer is 32. Okay, let's move on to question 29. It says here the usual price of a bicycle is $400. During a sale, there is a discount of 25% for the bicycle. Find the selling price of the bicycle inclusive of 9% GST. All right, so that means 100 discounted uh, price in percentage is equal to 100 minus 25, which is equal to 75%. Okay, so 100% is equal to $400. Okay, then 25% is equal to 400 divided by 4, which is $100. So 75% is equal to 100 times 3, which is $300. Okay, so 75% is 300, then inclusive of, so discounted price, discount without the S, price plus 9% GST. Okay, it's equal to 300 uh, times 9%, right? So I'll just put the 9% GST easier lah to count. So 9% GST is equal to 300 times 9%, which is equal to 300 times 9 out of 100, which is in this case 3 times 9 go to $27. Okay, so $27. So 3 discount plus 9% is 300 plus 27, which is equal to $327 in this case. Okay, so that's the answer, 327. Whoops, dollars. So yep, 327. Okay, lastly, let's move to 30. Charlie had the same number of $2 and $10 notes. After spending $20 and exchanging the remaining $10 for $5 notes, he was left with the same number of $2 notes and $5 notes. How much money did Charlie have at first? Alright, so what we can do is we can let one unit be number of dollars 2 and dollars 10 notes. Okay, so after spending $20, so $20 is equal to 2 times dollars $10 notes, right? So that means remaining $10 notes is equal to 1 unit minus 2. Okay, so then at the same time, if convert dollars 10 notes to dollars 5 notes, that means you need to multiply by 2. So that means dollars 5 notes is equal to 2 times bracket 1 unit minus 2, which is equal to 2 units minus 4. Okay, so then at the same time we are left with the same number of $2. So left with same number of 2 and dollars 5 notes, which means 1 unit is equal to 2 units minus 4. Okay, in this case, so I'll just put here lah, right? $2 notes is equal to 1 unit. That's what we state above. So left with the same number, 1 unit is 2 units minus 4. That means 1 unit is equal to 4. So then to get total, which is basically since yeah lah, so 4 times 2 plus 4 times 10, which is equal to $48. So in the end we got $48. Okay, so it's an at first. Okay, all right, so the answer to this is $48. Here we go. All right, that's about it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more of this kind of video, subscribe down below and comment down what are the things you want me to show you next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.